You know, I might have found a console that I really like more than the 2600. The Nintendo Entertainment System. Shut up, because I have a console that killed the Nintendo. The Sega Genesis. I thought I shot you. Anyways, no! How can the Genesis be better than the Nintendo? This is like 8-bit. You idiots, can't you read the console? It says 16-bit right there. What? Did you just say the Genesis has 16 bits? What does that look like compared to my Nintendo? Well, why don't you try it out for yourself? Well, you know the routine. Let's talk about the console. Well, obviously, Sega was very proud of their 16-bit console. Technically, it wasn't the first one, but it was the first popular one. The Turbo Graphics came out in 1989, I believe. Well, I guess it came out the same year as this, but it came first. And it was nowhere as big here. Even though I'm pretty sure the PC Engine, which is the Japanese one, sold better than the Japanese Mega Drive. Oh well, it's funny how things work like that. I mean, I got the original Model 1 Genesis. In fact, it's the only Genesis I have. But yeah, I mean, it's even got the high definition graphics on the top. But yeah, obviously it's not the best condition because, like, yeah, the slide for the headphone jack, the top is missing, even though it still technically works. And there's scratches here and there, but it works. It works beautifully. Well, except for the sound chip, but all Model 1 sound chips sucked. If you play a lot of retro games, you would know these are very familiar. And that's because these are the same controller ports that the ColecoVision, the Atari 2600, and the Commodore 64 had for their controllers. That's kind of nice. And yes, that does mean you can use a Sega Genesis controller on the Atari 2600. It is really nice compared to the joystick. It's a bad joystick. Moving on. Oh yeah, cartridge slot's actually on the right side, unlike the Intellivision and the Nintendo. It's actually on the top, where it should be for every console. And it's got VGA, which is really cool. And it's also got your standard AV and your RF. I don't have the AV cables, and I don't even think I have a VGA cable readily available. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing an RF, but you know, whatever. He'll get over it. So yeah, there's this door on the console that, if you guys know anything about, you know, Sega history, you know this is for the Sega CD, which is a CD unit. One of the first, actually. So anyways, cool console. Well, get to the most important part. Well, one of the most important parts of the console, the controller. You know, it's not a telephone, and it's not a brick. And, you know, it's got this thing. This is not a D-pad. Because Nintendo had, what is it called? Nintendo had the rights to the D-pad. This is not a D-pad. I can't remember what they called it, but it is not a D-pad. This was the era where everybody saw the D-pad and was like, whoa, that's a good idea. Well, everybody except Atari, because Atari really liked their joysticks until the Jaguar. Whatever. Except for you Europeans. You got the really nice 7800 controller. Whatever. You see 3 buttons and the start button. A, B, and C. And overall, I really like this controller. In fact, I might even like it more than the Super Nintendo controller. You know, overall, I like the Super Nintendo more. This might be better than the Super Nintendo controller. One thing I do say, the thing with the Super Nintendo controller is you can kind of rock your fingers, and you can't really do that unless you like angle it up like that, which if you do that, you're just weird. But yeah, this controller works with the Atari 2600. The action button is B. Well, let's play some games. Genesis games are expensive right now. I only have 3. And that's why I'm actually going to be using the mini Genesis for most of the video for the games, but I'm going to show you the 3 games I do have. There's Columns, which is actually a really nice copy of Columns. There's Final Zone, which is my favorite Genesis game I own. And there's Toy Story. No Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to play that on the Mini. But, you know, I'm not going to show Toy Story because it's dumb. But I'm going to show these 2 games. Everybody knows Columns, and Final Zone is a hidden gem. Play some Columns. Well, let's talk about some good old Tetris. I mean, Columns. Let's talk about some good old Tetris. I'm sorry, Columns. Hence will be given at level 3. Well, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten pretty good at this game too. I don't know if I am anymore, but I've gotten decent at this game. It's not Tetris. It's far from Tetris. But that doesn't mean it's bad. This game doesn't have a badass history like Tetris either, but it's still a good game, man. If you ever choose to own a Sega Genesis, this is, in my opinion, a need, a requirement to have. It's just so good. It's just so good. The music can be kind of annoying after you play for a while, but I placed in the wrong spot. I'm dumb. But yeah, this game's good. Like, not as good as Tetris, but then again, if you can make a puzzle game that's as good as Tetris, I want your autograph. I require your autograph. Anyways, it's pretty much a puzzle game that is like, oh my gosh, Tetris blew up, so let's try and copy it. Because we obviously got in a lot of trouble for putting Tetris on the Genesis. Yes, Tetris was officially ported to the Genesis. But it was so limited run because Nintendo and really the Soviets got on their ass so quick that I think only like 10 copies are known to exist. So, if you can get an official copy of Tetris on the Genesis, good job! It's worth like 10 grand now. Moving on to Final Zone. Talk about the fucking soundtrack in this game, man. The controls aren't the best, but actually it's a pretty good game. Definitely a hidden gem. You're this robot, and you just gotta kind of shoot at all the bad guys. And believe me, the game gets, like, hard, too. Well, all games from this era do. Bang, bang. Health. Yeah, you might want to watch out for those metal things, because they're kind of assholes. There we go. If you double tap the D-pad, you can go like really fast. Yeah, overall, another solid title. Now let's get to the games most people know of. But again, I don't have them on physical cartridge, so I guess we're just gonna be using the Genesis Mini. I apologize for the shit quality, but you know, my flat screen TV is made to have screen recorder because I use my PS5 to live stream. And well, I ain't got a capture device. And my flat screen isn't in the best place to have a camera. So either way, moving on. Let's play some Sonic the Hedgehog. I played very little of this game. Except for, Great game, just not as good as Mario. I can tell you a very well-known secret, though. It's not. It's well known to the point where I don't even think it's a secret. I don't know. I really do like Green Hill Zone, the music, though. Wee. Oh yeah. Wee. I'm sorry, I'm whistling. It's just so good. The music is like actually good in this game. Not that it isn't in like Mario World, for example, but god damn. Oh yeah, I even got the secret. Good game. I'll show you the secret level too, but yeah, this is like game changing compared to what everybody knows. Wow, but this is like crazy compared to what everybody knows as Mario. No, we got like maybe like a actual decent game that can compete with Mario. Anyways, that's your biggest hit. Yeah, this is the original one. There's Sonic 2, which I heard is better. But anyway, this is about the console. I'll talk about the game some other time. Probably when I get an actual physical copy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, well, next time we done gonna be talking about the Super Nintendo. So, hope you enjoyed.